Hello everybody and welcome back to The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. On the last episode, we fought the monster from the Cruising Province. Reen got hurt because those two started bickering, making some juices again. And now I can't play with him. But we completed our quest, we reported it, now we need to go report the Bath Salt's quest. Wait. What is the meaning of this? Packets. If we were on the border with Crossbell or the Republic, maybe I could understand. But why does the principal army here need state-of-the-art tanks? Not to mention anti-air defense and countless other fortifications. It's utter madness. He makes a good point. Can you truly be so ignorant? This is the reality of the present situation within the Empire. Tension between Osborne reformist faction and our noble faction grows worse by the day, though admittedly it's been happening mostly under the surface, away from the eyes of the general populace. But this is just one of the many ways that conflict is manifesting itself. I'd heard rumors, but no doubt my father was the one who ordered these fortifications. I have no intention of giving any comments of my own on his decision. But if you wish to lodge a complaint, I'm quite happy to listen, so no, it's fine. The sun's going down. We should get back to Berea. Yeah, let's go then. He makes a good point. If everything was peaceful, what would be the need for all of that? Sure, it's good to be well prepared, but that is a bit over prepared.
It's enormous. Stay on guard.
I don't feel like fighting it. I'm surprised that became. Oh, I'm kind of not. It became a normal monster now. What's that? It sounds like a siren. It seems to be coming from the fort. Fee, what's... That looks like one of the things that we fought at the academy. What was that? Are birds like that common around here? Never soul, that was no bird. Looked like someone was riding on it. Yeah, I think it was a child actually. What? Are you certain? Only by build, yeah. I didn't get a good look at the face, so I can't be 100% sure, but I think so. Unbelievable. Juices. Were you on your way back to Berea? What is all the commotion? What is the meaning of that siren? Well, you see, moments ago we became aware of an intruder in Archer's fort. You don't mean the silver thing that just flew past us? You saw it? Which direction did it go? Flew off to the southwest mere moments ago. At a rather significant speed. Damn. If you'll please excuse us, do take care of our juices. Did it just get later in the day? They won't catch it. It does seem unlikely. What could that have been, though? That's a very good question. What's capable of flying that's not an airship? I've never heard of any flying device besides one. This is a matter for the Army. We should trust in them to handle it. We're students visiting here for our studies. We're under no obligation to do Tom Blitzable Army's job for them, besides which we have our hands full with our own tasks. Well, that is true, but it would do no harm to mention this incident in our report. It is noteworthy, after all. Yeah. On another note, my shoulder seems to have healed completely. I feel ready to rejoin the front line. Are you certain? I find it hard to believe such a significant injury could be healed so quickly. You have some kind of alien constitution? I'm pretty sure I don't. I think Emma's grandmother's medicine was just really effective. Yes, that must be it. I'm just glad you're alright. Green can now be placed in the active battle party once more. If you wish to set him as leader, place him back in the party via the camp menu. Well, I was already going to do that. Don't tell me. Righteousness. Juices is the weakest member. Plus his attacks are so uninteresting. They don't have pretty good effects. I mean, yeah, the delay is good, but that's about it. So I don't really care if Juices in my party. You're never catching me with you. I didn't see him because he was so small and he was in front of me. Okay, now I'm just gonna fulfill that quest.
We're finally back. My feet are killing me.
Oh, we're not done yet. Just about sundown. I guess that means our field study activities are done for the day. No, we still have a quest to finish. Thank goodness for that, I'm exhausted. And I'm starving. Whatever that strange flying object was, it doesn't seem to have come anywhere near the main thoroughfare, at least. Fortunately not. The city wouldn't be this calm if it had. Yeah, it's probably long gone by now. We should head back to the hotel before it gets dark. There's a lot to put in our daily reports, after all. Indeed. We can figure out how best to summarize the day's events over dinner. Okay, where exactly was it again? There they are. Oh, Lord Juices. Might I assume that you... That's correct. Here. Thank you very much. Allow me to hand this over as your reward then. Silver hourglass. Refusing to accept it would be rather rude, I guess. Thank you very much. My apologies for our rudeness earlier. It's kind of amazing how their attitudes change for Juices. Well, there's no denying the influence his family holds here. Now we can head back to the hotel because all of our quests are now finished. End the day's field study and return to the hotel. No, I think I'm just gonna stay outside and do nothing. Father. What? I'm terribly sorry for not coming to greet you, Father. Although I'm here for a short time, I, Jesus, have returned to... No. Duke Alberea. As I informed Rufus, you may do as you wish while you're here. However, you will do nothing that brings shame upon myself nor the Alberea name. Please be ever mindful of your position and what you represent. Yes, Father. Would it be too much to ask for you to introduce yourself to my classroom? I have no time for pleasantries. Should I require anything of you, you will be contacted. Well, I don't like him. What was that all about? It's not really. That's not really. That was the almighty Duke Alberea, was it? The head of the 4 great houses and the man in charge of this entire province. Indeed. And by some strange twist of fate, my father, well, Jesus. I've spoken out of turn. Forget I said that. Today's workload has made me hungry. Shall we return to our rooms and find something to eat? That sounds good to me. I'm starving. At this point, Rena and the others returned to their rooms for a much-needed shower. Then, after a short rest, they headed to a restaurant in the Central Plaza for dinner. Thank you, Green Text. The breeze here feels wonderful. The video looks a little... and I'm looking at it through my TV, it looks a little sluggish on the TV. Do y'all see the same thing? The food was delicious too. Agreed. I can see why this restaurant is popular with the nobles. Do you dine here often, Jesus? I do. The chef has been good to me since I was a child. I was practically raised on this food. How typical. Even in their dining habits, you nobles subsist on unnecessary luxury, though I can't deny the quality of the food. It wasn't just tasty, but warm too. Yes, for a high-class restaurant, the chef seems to have used a lot of very healthy ingredients. Perhaps he's doing his part to ensure Juicy stays in good health. I wouldn't doubt it. I wonder what Group B is doing right now. We had this exact same conversation in our group last month too. I'm sure they're hard at work over in St. Arc. Probably nothing to worry about. It was Celtic for you last month, right? So you were thinking of us on the first night. Yeah, after dinner we were wondering how Group B was getting on. Dare I ask? Well, nowhere near as peaceful as now. This is a big improvement. I kind of figured that much. We are doing much better this time, that is true. I'm sure our reports will reflect that. It is an improvement, though. I'm not convinced it's good enough. It's not? I'm certain Group B gave their absolute best in all of their tasks today. But can we honestly say the same? That we could have done no better? I'm referring not to just the monster encounter, but to handling our other tasks as well. We'll just have to try to make up for it in the day we have left. So I think every field study is 2 days. Besides, we had the chance to catch sight of a far bigger problem. Yes, that is true. First we find out taxes are rising throughout the province, then we find out the military is being expanded on a grand scale. Don't even try to tell me the two aren't related. I have no intention of denying it. But you're only looking at one side of the coin. Exactly how many Archin tanks do you think the Empire Army has under their control? Well, 100 or 2, I guess. Precisely, the Imperial Army military capabilities are enormous. This nation has one of the most powerful armed forces on the continent, and roughly 70% of it is under the Chancellor's control. Tell me, How is the Noble Alliance supposed to counter that? So you're suggesting that why the Provincial Army needs to bolster its forces? That's why. Considering both sides are comprised of Erebonians, it all seems so wasteful. The trivials of youth. How noble and beautiful they are. Oh gosh, not this guy. I'm actually tired of seeing his face already. It's you. Baron Blue Blank, I believe. Haha, it's such an honor that you would remember the Emir Baron. I see you've completed a hard day's work already. How splendid. Yes, nearly. What about you? Alas, I have yet to be blessed with the fateful encounter I seek. The search for beauty is filled with perils and obstacles, yet that is precisely what makes it all so beautiful. Just weirdo. Oh gosh, not Sparkles. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay. Haha, I most certainly will. Though it truly is a pity that the clear air of this verdant city should be tinged, if but faintly, with the scent of steel. I'd heard that Duke Albrea was a man of many interests, but I was unaware he counted playing with fire among them. I don't condemn him for it, though, for only by playing with fire can one create fireworks. Would you not agree, my friends? I don't like your implications. And I think this whole line of conversation is a little inappropriate. Oh, please, do pardon me, young lady. I meant no harm, I assure you. I wish you well on your remaining day here. May you reveal to me the beauty I seek by its end. Be it the lovely luster of success or the sad splendor of failure. I don't like nor trust that guy. Ugh. Who does he think he is? This is why I can't stand nobles. I thought you might say that. If it makes you feel better, though, I have my doubts as to whether that man truly is a noble to begin with. What? His behavior seems so exaggerated, almost as if he's trying to act like a quintessential noble, like he's fulfilling a stereotype. Yeah, something about him feels off to me too. But what's even stranger is that he knew we only had one day left here. You're right. We told him of our field study, but never once did we divulge how long we intended to remain here. Between him and that silver object, we've been crossing paths with a lot of strange people today. Well, tomorrow's the end of our... Is that a typo? What's a stint? Is that a typo? I've never once seen the word stint. What does stint mean? Well, tomorrow's the end of our stint here? I don't, that's not English. That's not English. That says stint. I'm assuming they meant stay, and somebody forgot how to spell. But we can't let ourselves get distracted. We still have a lot to do. That's right. We have to do our group proud. Exactly. We should return to the hotel and begin work on our reports then. The heck's a stint? I'm just assuming that was a typo. Because it makes no sense. I must assume somebody just didn't know how to spell it at the time. They were just sleepy on a job. Forgot to double check their work.
Can't get to sleep?
I could ask you the same. You aren't going to tell me the bed's too hard for you, are you?
I wouldn't dream of it. I've never slept in a bed this high class in my life. Not even back at home.
And yet you're the son of Baron Schwarzer. You've not lived the life one might expect of a boy from a noble family.
Yeah, that's just how my dad is. A lord should live like his people, not above them. That's how he always put it.
I see. It sounds as though you have a good family.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for my upbringing.
Aren't you going to ask? I assumed you'd be curious about that brief exchange with my father earlier.
I wasn't really sure you'd want me to bring that up. You obviously get along really well with your brother, but I didn't get that same sense with the Duke. Has he always been like that?
As far back as I can remember. I suppose he just has little respect for a son born to a commoner.
What?
My brother and I have different mothers. He was born of my father's legal wife, a noble who still lives to this day. My own mother, however, was a commoner, and she passed away 8 years ago. In other words, I am his bastard son.
I had no idea. So, was that chef we met earlier?
He's my uncle, on my mother's side. Perhaps that's why he's always been so good to me. Or perhaps he's simply compelled to treat me as I deserve to be treated, being the son of the Duke.
No, that can't be. I don't blame you for being a little cynical, but there's no need to be quite so hard on yourself.
I suppose you're right.
I'm sure you have your differences, but you do get along with your brother, right?
You could say that. He's treated me well ever since I was taken in 8 years ago. He was the one who taught me my swordsmanship, and who trained me in the ways of court etiquette.
I knew it.
Pardon?
There's just something honest, I guess you could say, about the way you fight. It shows that whoever taught you was someone you really trusted. When we first met him this afternoon, I had a hunch he might have been the one. What's wrong?
Nothing at all. You just keep reminding me how unlike a noble you truly are.
I get that a lot.
Is your injury from this afternoon on the mend?
It's fine, honestly. There's no pain, and the wound's closed up like it was never there. I'll have to be sure to thank Emma's grandmother for her help someday.
That's good to hear. Still, from where I stand, you are something of a danger to yourself.
I am?
On the day of the entrance ceremony, when the trapdoor opened beneath us, you acted instantly to protect Elisa. It wasn't even a moment's hesitation.
Ah.
In most cases, one would reflexively act to protect himself. It's part of man's natural survival instinct. Yet you put another before yourself, not even pausing to question the validity of that decision. And you did exactly the same thing with us today. I'm sure most people would see that as an act of selflessness and sing your praises for it. But to me, it comes across as abnormal, perhaps even twisted.
I don't know how to respond to that. I wasn't expecting you to see through me quite so clearly.
Well, I owed you as much for having seen through me first. Still, the point stands. You need to be more cognizant of the effects your actions have on those around you. If not for your health and for your reputation, that selflessness of yours can just as easily be perceived as arrogance after all.
I know it can, and you're not the first person to tell me that. What's the point in saving others if you can't spare even a moment to save yourself? That's what my old master always used to say to me.
Was it now? I suppose we both have some things we need to work through.
Yeah, but for now, we need to get a good night's sleep. If we stay up too late tonight, we're going to be dead to the world tomorrow, and that wouldn't be fair to the others.
I agree, it wouldn't be fair. To the girls, at least. I'd hate to be so tired as to limit my potential.
Hear, hear. Good night, Eustace.
Pleasant dreams.
Just as I thought. I love little cutscenes like this. It really builds a character. The whole time I was watching, I was like, I know Watchmack is be awake. Watch him be awake.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world.
Yes, another rank up.
I've got a little reward here for you.
B3. Septum Vein as a perk.
Keep up the good work.
Maybe if we complete this second half, we can get another rank. But that's why I want to do all of the quests. I want to get all of these ones to give me the AP up. I'd be much closer to being done if I wasn't doing that, though. Here's the envelope Lord Rufus entrusted to me. Please take it and study its contents well. Field study envelope, May. Thank you. Much appreciated. If you'll excuse me then, should you require anything further, please do not hesitate to let me know. Alright, let's see what my brother's given us for today. Yeah, I'm kind of anxious. Field study day 2, assigned task. Oh, there's only 2. Alright. That's cool. And it's another monster, so that's nice too. I'd like to request someone's help in gathering a number of ingredients. I need to make a particularly nostalgic dish. For more details, come find me at the Saucier, I guess, a restaurant in the Central Plaza. And North Cruising Highway Monster. We've received word that a dangerous monster roams on the North Cruising Highway. This is bad news for our hotel, so may I ask someone to please take care of it? Monster. Venus Mantrap. Location: the stone bridge leading towards Celtic on the North Cruising Highway. Okay. Let's start with the restaurant, of course, because I always start with those first so I can get them all done. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Rufus had predicted what happened yesterday from the very start. You're saying he intended to give us a first-hand look at the problems between nobles and commoners? If that's true, I'm impressed. His reputation is well earned. Sure does seem that way. I believe that's enough talk about my brother. We have only one day left before we must depart on our return voyage to Trista. We should set out as
Eustace Alberea.
What is it, Machius Regnitz?
I will accept no more failures. Today, we will form a combat link.
What?
As much as I may dislike you, I'm ashamed that we were unable to do what every other member of our class has accomplished. Today's monster extermination request seems as good a chance as any to make up for yesterday's failure. What did you say?
You really are simple-minded, aren't you? I suppose you overheard our conversation last night and feel some kind of affinity toward me now?
Nonsense! I did no such thing! I was fast asleep while you yammered on about your family and Reen and... Duh.
Gotcha.
Machias.
That's pretty conclusive.
Very well. I accept.
Got you.
I'll be happy to show you what a proper combat link looks like.
We'll see about that. Fortunately, I have more than enough generosity of spirit to endure being paired with an arrogant noble like you.
Maybe today's field study will go more smoothly than yesterday's after all.
Plus, I can hear the little jokish tones in their voice now.
Lord Eustace.
Arno? What brings you here? I would have expected you to be at my father's side.
I'm terribly sorry I could not greet you upon your arrival yesterday. However, I have come today in the capacity of an escort.
An escort? To where? I'm sure you must be aware that I returned to Bereahard purely as part of a field study for my academy work.
But of course, however, His Grace has directly requested that I escort you to the mansion. So I would be most appreciative if you'd accompany me without delay.
Father? He showed no signs of desiring my company when we spoke yesterday.
I am in no position to question or oppose his orders, merely to obey them. I'm sure you understand. Though while I hesitate to speculate, I do wonder if His Excellency may feel some regret regarding his demeanor yesterday.
But...
Go with him. We can attempt to form a combat link another time.
We'll be able to handle the morning's tasks just fine on our own. Don't worry about us.
Huh. You've come all the way back to your hometown. It would be a shame not to visit with your family, right?
Agreed.
Are you certain? Very well. I'll return this afternoon. And though I will worry as to how you'll fare without me, I know you'll at least give it your best, for what that's worth.
Of course we will.
All right, let's meet back in the hotel lobby around noon. If something comes up, just leave a message at the front desk.
Understood. Lead the way, Arno.
Gladly, sir. Please excuse us.
Well, let's get started. We wouldn't want to give Eustace any further reason to worry, now would we?
Huh, certainly not. Still,
What? What is it? If you have something to say, just say it.
oh, it's nothing. Nothing at all.
She's probably thinking, the worst is over, and it's all thanks to your eavesdropping.
Good boy.
Stop that! Stop looking at me like I'm some hapless babe! Reen, you do know I still haven't completely forgiven you for lying, don't you?
Are you still hung up on that?
And Emma, I hope you're ready to score second in our midterms because I'm not about to lose to you again. But don't even think about giving those exams any less than your very best. I intend to best you when you're in top form.
You will?
And as for you, Fee, I've been wanting to say this for a long time now. Sleeping in class is an affront to our education. You need to start treating classes more seriously. Listen, take proper notes. Raise your hand now and then. And stop covering your ears when I'm talking to you.
I can't hear you.
Anyway, we've got a lot to do, so how about we get to it?
Right.
Did you see this temporarily left the party? Temporarily. Alright, well, that is all the time we have for this episode of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. If you like this episode, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next episode.